Get ready with me while I tell you about how I caught my boyfriend of a year cheating on me. I seriously never suspected anything. Like, he would never talk to girls. He was never friends with girls. Like, we never had any problems with, like, that. But here we are. It just proves that you don't really know a person. Okay, so it was about 2 weeks ago that this happened, and we were hanging out with his mom, and he got a text. He walked out of the house and didn't take his phone. So, I mean, I always check his phone. Like, not even, like, because I suspect he's cheating, but because it's fun. It's like a second phone to me. Like, I want to see a new TikTok For You page and, like, all that. I don't know. Like, I'm just a nosy person. I don't know. But, then he got a text, of course, how it all starts. And it was, like, this girl, and she was saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see you." I was like, what the fuck? Because what? I've never seen this girl before. Her name was Veronica. I have no idea who that girl is. We've never talked about a Veronica at all. And so I was so caught off guard. I was actually stunned. Okay, so the message said, like, "I can't wait to see you," or something, right? There's no more text before that. Like, I clicked on it, and he must have deleted it because they were all gone. There was nothing else there. So I was like, that's weird. That is very, very weird, okay? And so he came back. I didn't say anything because I was going to give away that I already knew it or something. So then I waited until she texted again, and then he was in the bathroom. But he didn't know I had his phone. He just didn't realize, I think. It was, like, in his bed, but I was in the other room. So I went to go to his bedroom and get it, and then they were still texting while I was over. So I found out when and where they were gonna meet, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna meet them. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna surprise him, you know? And that's what I did. It was 2 days later, and they were gonna go meet at a park, and he told me that he was gonna take his dog to the park, but I already knew. So I turned off my location on everything. I blocked him on everything too, because I just was so tired of, like, faking it and, like, pretending like I didn't know. And so when I saw them together, they immediately started, like, making out on this bench, and I was just so appalled and stunned. I went straight up to them, and I started yelling at him. And I was so angry. Sadly, I woke up before I had time to, like, beat him up and stuff. So now I'm gonna go beat him up in real life.
Have you ever lost the love of your life? I have. So pull my finger and I'll tell you what happened. You have to pull it though. Them's the rules. Okay, you pulled it. It all started someday that I don't even know. Because to be frank, I don't even know fully how I got in this situation, because I did not have a normal breakup, okay? I had what I've researched and what I've come to find as what they call a discard, okay? Which makes me feel like I'm just a playing card in the game of life, and this is looking insane, but I'm just a playing card in the game of life. I'm just a girl, I'm just a pawn in a story that got ejected, just thrown out. So get this girl out of the game. She's not in my game anymore. I don't like that. And you know what's crazy about a discard is that you don't see that shit coming. You couldn't have warned me, and I believed you. I wouldn't have believed it. The week before he broke up with me, I'm literally, like, in my friend group chat, like, sending wedding inspo. So People always say, like, there's always signs, and you don't know maybe in the moment until you're looking back. Well, let's look back on the weeks leading up to my breakup and see if there are any signs. What did we do? We went to Sicily. We literally went to Sicily. Like, it was our 2-year anniversary, and we're like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, it's been such a crazy year. Like, my sister was living with us, we moved, things were crazy, and in life, like, we're living, and we're like, well, it's time to do it up big. Now, I'm sure we've all been on good and bad vacations with our partner. Going on a vacation, going on a trip, traveling internationally can have a lot of hiccups, and it can show you a lot of things about your relationship, and maybe you're just like, whoa, okay, this is really exasperating the issue. Not what happened. We had an excellent trip. We had a great time. We flew into Rome, and then we went to Sicily, and it was like where his family is from, and we had lots of food, and we're just like up each other's asses. We give each other our gifts. Mine is a heartfelt video taking him around our town that we live and all the important spots that are important to us, and the video ends with like, so grateful for you, everything that you've done, you know, supporting my family, blah, blah, blah. Because like I said, my sister was living with us. And then he gave me handmade postcards of all of like our like nice pictures and stuff, like with little like cute sayings. He made cards. They were cute. They were adorable. And so that's great. Have a wonderful trip. We come home and he's really busy with like work, and he's in a band, so band stuff. And after a week away from work, he's back, goes to band practice, comes home. I got him dinner. We watch TV. Everything's normal. Wake up the next morning and he's making coffee. I could tell his vibe's off because I know him. And he sits down and he's like, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, I know. What's up? And he takes a long pause. And I'm like, okay, you're starting to freak me out. And I let him know that because I know that he's not going to want me to freak out. And he just goes, hold on. He says, everybody reaches a breaking point, and I can't do this anymore. What? What can't you do? What do you mean? What part? I'm confused. I'm so confused at this point. I remember looking down at my legs and being like, wait, you don't want to be, like, you want to break up? And he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, am I dreaming right now? Like, genuinely, am I dreaming? Because we have not talked about breaking up. We have not had arguments. We just, like, everything is copacetic. Everything is normal. So I'm just, like, dumbfounded. And, yeah, he's like, I've got bags packed. I'm going to leave. And I'll talk to you on Sunday. And I'm like, whoa, world crashing down, screeching, halt, what, like, literally what? So then I, like, spend the whole weekend hoping, like, that he's gonna take it back, or, like, something else is gonna happen. I'm so confused, no context. And he comes back on Sunday and he just wants to talk about what to do with our dog, because yes, we have a dog, and yes, we live together. So he's like, what do you want to do with the apartment and the dog? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you broke up with me 48 hours ago out of the blue. I don't want to talk about logistics. I want to talk about what the hell is going on, you know? So yeah, I'm single now.
Okay, y'all, get ready with me. As a 17-year-old who's 6 months pregnant and engaged, I'm gonna do a story time about this and then talk a little bit about my gender reveal. So let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, a gender reveal. I'm having a girl, which everyone wanted to say, no, I'm having a boy, no, I'm having a boy. I knew from the jump that I was having a girl. But yeah, we did a basketball themed gender reveal, and I'm not gonna lie, it was low-key a fail. The basketball didn't break how it was supposed to, so not enough smoke came out. But thank God for the smoke cans. So I got a whole bunch of pictures, not many videos from the reveal. And like I really didn't get a good picture of like the whole setup. So I'll probably post more like of the pictures and stuff I got, but I don't have any good like videos. So we had for food, we did birria tacos, and it was a plate. So we did birria tacos, beans and rice. But they were like pre-made plates, so like they literally came in like a takeout box, and we just like handed them to everyone. Everyone loved them. And then me and my friend and my boyfriend handmade all the treats. So we had like 3 different types of desserts, which was one was chocolate covered strawberries, and then they had pink and blue drizzle on them. And then we did Rice Krispie treats that also had pink and blue drizzle. And then the last thing we did was pink and blue cupcakes. So for the pink I did strawberry, and then for the blue I just dyed the confetti cake mix blue. And those had little like cupcake toppers on top that was like basketball and a pink bow, and then it said like he or she, and those were really cute. There's hair in my gel. So we did the reveal pretty close to like when the party was gonna end. And after that, like, people started leaving, obviously, because the party's about to end. Like, it was from 12 to 4. We did it, like, 3:30. And right before everyone, like, walks out, my boyfriend was like, babe. And so I turn and I look, and he has the ring box in his hand, and he starts to get down on one knee. And his dad, my grandma and mom were just walking out to leave, and his dad goes, wait. And I sit there and I just like, I freak out. I like look down and I like turn around and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, there's no way this is happening. I low-key blacked out. And before he could even like actually ask me, will you marry me, I said yes. So I said yes, then he asked me, and then I said yes again. But I completely blacked out. Like, I actually don't remember saying yes before he asked me. I swear in my head he asked me before I said yes, but he did not. So yeah, that's how the party ended. And then later on in the night, once everyone was gone and me and him were like finally relaxing in our room, he was like, I want to re-propose to you. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I want to re-propose to you, like, and ask you, will you marry me, before you even say yes. And I was like, okay, like, sure, whatever. He was like, give me a ring. I'm like, bro. So I took my ring off, I gave it to him, and then he did the whole proposal over again. But it was in our room. Mind you, we're surrounded by tons of presents in our room, and didn't record this one. But it was cute. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it. So like, it was before, like, prior to all this, he had said, like, when he was at the academy, because he was just down for break. So on Sundays is when we get calls from him, and he had said something like, okay, like, next week when I call, I want to talk to my mom a little bit before you join. And I'm like, okay. And it was so weird because he's never said that before, but I'm just like, okay. And then he had also told me, like, in letters, like, he wants to plan to propose a couple months after he gets out. Like, didn't give me a date, but, like, he just kind of giving me a heads up. And I'm just like, oh, like, what? So, yeah, I guess him and his mom talked, and they planned all of this out. And then I had told his mom, I'm like, yeah, like, it's weird that he just wanted to talk to you, because he always, like, when we call, he always is usually just asking for me, and that's why his mom always adds me to the call. I was like, so, I don't know, what if he's planning to propose or something? And I had, like, a theory, and then my mom had texted me and was like, what is your ring size? And I was like, what the hell? Like, that's so random. I kind of put 2 and 2 together. And then it, like, completely went over my head, honestly. Like, we're at the party, and, like, I wasn't thinking about it. Like, I was just in the moment, having fun at the party and everything. And then next thing you know, I'm getting proposed to in front of, like, both of our families. So, yeah, I was definitely surprised. And he even, like, at the end, he was like, did I finally surprise you? And I'm like, bro, yes, like, what the hell? And yeah, it was a really good gender reveal. And honestly, I wouldn't do anything different. I'm so very happy. But yeah, he's back at the academy now for like 2.5 weeks, and I'm so sad because I spent 5 days with him, and now he's back, and it's like I'm not gonna be able to talk to him until Sunday, and yeah, that's the only downfall. But besides that, I'm super happy, and the reveal came out perfect, and everything worked out. I was really scared it wasn't going to, but everything worked out, and like, just so many blessings. I'm so overwhelmed with happiness, and I'm so thankful for everyone that came, and everyone, like, all of my family. And yeah, the ring is so beautiful. It's a band in a ring, and it's so beautiful, and it's not too big or anything, and I absolutely love it. And it's gold. I'm a gold girly, and I love that he knows me so well. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm overwhelmed with happiness. I get to have my baby girl, and it's just great. But the next chapter is me moving in with my boyfriend, which I'll be starting that process in December. So best believe December is going to be a lot of videos. I'm going to at least try to record a lot of videos, but we know that my memory is not very much there. But this video is very long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know my story times suck, but yeah, I'm still working on this whole content thing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day.
Lived on campus my senior year, and I thought the RA was really, really cute. I was obsessed with him. He was so adorable. I had never lived on campus before, so I didn't know that the RA technically wasn't supposed to date their residents. I had no idea. But we were the same age, so I didn't think it was a big deal. So to get his attention, I sent him a DM asking him about, like, details for a floor event. Baby, I did not care about the floor event. Bless his little heart, because he really thought that I wanted to learn about how to build boats. Babe, no, I just wanted you. I go to the floor event. It's actually a lot of fun, and damn, I realized that, wow, not only is he cute, but I actually have a real crush on him because he's funny and we seem to have some good chemistry going. Alas, a couple weeks later, I go out with my roommates for their 21st birthday, have a couple drinks, and I send him a DM and say, hey, don't know if this is kind of weird, but I think you're pretty cute. He opens it, doesn't say anything for about 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm starting to panic, and then I get a DM that says,
hey, I think you're pretty cute too, but unfortunately, I'm not allowed to date my residents. So if only you had maybe been placed on another floor or something, maybe something could have been. My poor little heart was broken. I was so freaking sad because in my head, when I first saw him, I was like, this man is going to be mine. A couple weeks pass and he ends up coming to our dorm because he has to ask us as his residents how classes are going, you know, how things are feeling for us at the beginning of the semester. He starts asking us some questions and we're having some playful banter. I am throwing out some zingers trying to get this man to like me. We're having some pretty good laughs, and then my roommate, being my wingman, says, why are you standing in the hall? Why don't you come inside and hang out with us? And he was like, okay. So he comes inside and he's chopping it up with us. We're having a good time, laughing, and I'm getting to know him, and I'm like, wow, I am really getting a big crush. He's there for maybe an hour, and then he finishes up the conversation with, I'm trying to get different songs from my residents to put together a playlist. Do you have any recommendations? And I recommend The Boy by Smashing Pumpkins. Thanks. He says thanks. He leaves. Next day, I post that song on my story. He doesn't see it, and he doesn't respond. A couple days pass, and I post the same song again, hoping and giving him the opportunity to slide up and say something. Another day passes, the story is about to expire, and I'm like, damn, nothing happens. I'm taking a dookie. I look on my past notifications and I see that he had actually responded 19 hours ago. And I didn't see it because I was on my spam or doing something else. Immediately I respond. His message was just like, hey, I really like this song, blah, blah, blah. Maybe an hour goes by and I'm like, ugh. He responds, and we're in. We are talking. We are sending paragraphs to each other, texting all day for days. Boom. Hurricane happens about 2 weeks later. All my roommates have to go home. I'm there by myself because my family lives out of state, but he's an RA, so he doesn't have to go home. And we hang out. Very innocent stuff. We just played Mario Kart, watched some movies, had a couple beers, and the rest is history. That man is now my boyfriend. Was I in a secret relationship for like 7 or 8 months? Yeah. But that man now lives with me. So, moral of the story, if you know it's right, don't let the rules stop you, babe. Don't let them.
You think you've had crazy roommates? Buckle up. I think I'm officially a pro at them, so it's time to get into another one. I was not planning on bringing this one to social media, but she wants to bring it there, so we're bringing it there. And before I start, I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to sound defensive in any way during this. I'm honestly just trying to defend my character because I don't really want to be made out to look like someone I'm not. Okay, so me and my best friend were looking for another roommate, and we met this one on Facebook. We met, everything was great, we went out, and we're like, cool, let's room together. We went to her birthday party. She did like an all-white birthday party and a brunch. And then when I moved in, it was my 21st birthday, and also decided to do brunch and an all-black birthday party, and then go out to the bars, as most people do on their 21st birthday. I told her she could invite anyone she wanted. We weren't that close, so I was like, just invite whoever you want. It's our apartment, and I want you to have friends there too. I don't think she ended up inviting anyone, which I didn't care because all I cared about was my friends being there. And in her video, she claims that she threw some type of banger for her birthday, and that I didn't have as many friends. Even if it was less, and even if I did have less friends than her, what does that matter? Because honestly, I'd rather have a smaller, close-knit group of friends than a big, large friend group that can do shit like this and twist shit in 2 seconds and make you look like a bad guy. And then time goes on, we were friends and everything and roommates. We would do some things together, but I would never say we're like best friends or like that close or anything. I feel like there was just things that were like off. I never really felt close to her. I just feel like anytime we'd have conversations, like she wouldn't care about what I was saying and would only engage in the conversation if it was like something she was interested in, or if it was something about herself. Like, I didn't think much of it. I didn't think she was gonna be like a lifelong friend or anything like that. That's okay. We were civil, we had fun, and it was fine. And then we were going on spring break together. We were trying to find a group to go because we couldn't really find anyone, and we weren't just gonna go us two. So I asked a girl that I was like kind of friends with, and I know her and I got along really well. And I was like, oh, she's a really sweet girl, so let me just ask her if she's doing anything. We end up going together. Another girl ended up staying with us because of some drama that they had. The people they went with ended up being like the 4 of us that were hanging out majority of the trip. We ended up hanging out with like other groups here and there. Also, it was mainly me and the girl that I invited to go with me and my roommate. Like, her and I would go on little side quests, we would say. And there was this one day, there was this jungle party.
And we had gone to like the pool in the morning before, and we're like drinking already before the jungle party. Then we go back, change, and get ready and go to this jungle party. It's an all-inclusive, so I was drinking a good amount. After that, we go change and go to dinner. We're sitting down at dinner, and I go, guys, I can't believe we never made it to the jungle party. Because in that moment, I had no recollection of it. Last thing I remembered was being at like the pool in the morning, and everyone was just like laughing, and we're like, what do you mean? We were there all day. And then I remembered. In that moment, for some reason, I could not remember it. And that's probably because we were drinking an excessive amount all day in the heat. I had thrown up a few times already. So I was just very discombobulated at the time. The moment, it was really funny, and I genuinely was so confused. Now she wants to talk about that in the TikTok, being like, oh, that was just really weird and you were just trying to get attention. I don't know why I would ever make something up like that. Like, I just don't think I would naturally just think of something like that and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just make up some lie and get some attention about forgetting the party. Anyways, after spring break, I thought we all had a great time. We were gonna hang out when we got back. And then I noticed they all just started hanging out without me. I like said something to one of them like, oh, like next time you guys go out, like I'll definitely come. And then just no one ever responded to me. No one answered me. I sent a text being like, hey, like what's going on? I just want to know what happened. Like, why is everyone ignoring me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So months later, I reach out to the girl I invited on spring break, kind of reached out for clarity. I'll insert a screenshot. I kind of just want to know like what happened, because I kind of was just left there like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know. Clearly in the text, I'm being very nice, just literally asking for clarity. I wasn't asking to be friends. I wasn't begging to be friends again. To be honest, if someone's going to believe a false narrative and they cannot make their own judgments, that's not someone I really want to associate myself with anyways. Then she never responds to me, but I get an amazing DM from my ex-roommate. I'm also going to insert screenshots so you can pause and read. Overview of that was her saying like, I was copying her by also doing a monochrome birthday party. Little thing I wanted to add in there. She said something about me asking about her cake and like wanting to order the same cake as her. First of all, my friend who bakes cakes surprised me with the cake, so I didn't even know she was bringing a cake. And then I think my other friends might have got like a cookie cake. So no, I have no clue where you got your cake. Also, to be honest, if I were to throw a really like good birthday, I would want my friends to also have a really fun birthday. If I throw a blackout party, I would care less if they also did a blackout party or a white party or a teeny bit older party. These are like the three main birthday parties people throw. By going to the same restaurant her and her boyfriend went to, when she literally suggested it to go, and I don't know, I thought it was a normal thing to suggest restaurants for your friends. Her saying I was like copying her staple pieces. She did not invent staple pieces. I'm sorry, she did not invent a black t-shirt and a white t-shirt in your closet. That goes with everything. And then her saying I bought the same Aritzia set or Lululemon jacket that she had, that every other girl our age has. In her TikTok, she was like, all these little things make me me. Like, sure, if you want this Aritzia set and a Lululemon jacket to make you you, then congrats, you're like every other girl. And that's not me saying that I'm unique in any way or that I'm different, because yeah, I have a Aritzia set also. I do have a Lululemon jacket also. I asked her for advice because I've never bought something from there. I didn't really want to drop $120 or something and get like the wrong size. I asked her what length she got, or with the jacket, I didn't know there's different crops, so I asked her like what crop she got, which again, I think is normal things you ask your friends. I also don't think asking someone their workout routine or what they eat is weird either. Honestly, I would take that as a compliment if someone came up to me and was like, what's your workout routine? I mean, we live together, so if she's out in the kitchen cooking something, yeah, I might be like, what are you cooking? But basically, she took all of that as copying. And then for the boyfriend stuff, for some context, he had gone on spring break for like 2 weeks or a little over 2 weeks. That was like the longest we had been apart at that time. When he got back, we were seeing each other just like a little bit more. Also was the time that they were leaving me out, so I didn't really have that many people to hang out with anyway, so I was with my boyfriend a little bit more often. And at our apartment, we had like a set rate for electrical and water bills, so it wasn't like him being over affected any of that. We were also never like disruptive or disrespectful. Anytime we'd cook, like we would even clean before we even ate, so it wasn't like we were making a mess. My room was on the other side of the apartment of her. Claims she's heard us, like, which is completely not true because I'm not There was one time she claimed she heard us. It was after him and I went to like this dance class. It was like bring a friend to dance class. They're like in the bathroom like goofing around like doing the dance. And she said something to me and I was like, oh, we just got back from a dance class. Like we were just practicing it. Basically she took that and ran with it and made me seem like I'm that roommate. And then after she sent me that, like I wasn't really planning on responding. Then eventually did, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna defend my character. This is what I sent her back. It basically was like, first of all, I didn't even message you. I don't care to be associated with you. I already knew things were off when I became friends with her. I just could always tell she was that type of person that like really only cared about herself or only cared about status. She was a big social climber. She kind of was just jumping to the next big thing, even though there was no big thing at Michigan State. Sorry, I don't think 20,000 followers is a famous person, and I don't think you can call that clout chasing when you don't find them famous. After I sent that message, I'm like, obviously I don't ever want to associate with her ever again. Then she makes a TikTok, and she has a way with her words. I give her props on that. Because I believed her when she said things about her past roommates, of them copying her. I understand why those girls stopped talking to me now. And you know what? They couldn't make their own judgments. So I don't really want to be friends with fake people like that. Okay, final thing I'm going to add in here. She said I like don't have a sense of self and that my whole life I've been just pretending to be other people. First of all, that's just a wild accusation. I've only known you for 1 year of my life. And second, she's acting like every single part of her is original and she never has taken inspo from anyone else. We all take inspo from online or our friends. Love giving inspiration to my friends. If I have like a really good brand that I started liking, I would love to tell my friends about it. Anyways, at the end of the day, I know who I am as a person. I know who I am as a friend. If someone wants to twist things to make their friends, you know, that's on them, but I'm not gonna let anyone define my character. And hey, if being confident and happy and friendly and social and silly is considered copying, then I'll take that title any day. That's all. I never want to speak of this again because I've already wasted too much time. So yeah.
Let me tell y'all a time I really fucked up. So it all started on a dating site. I thought I found my soulmate, but this time I had good reasons to think that this one was my soulmate. And y'all gonna think the same thing. Watch. Listen. I'm swiping on the app, right? And then I come across a guy. If anybody knows me, you know I like to go roller skating. I go by myself all the time. So I'm looking at his profile and I see that he roller skates. And I'm like, nah. And I see that he's definitely my type. So I'm like, okay, let me go check his sign. The sign is important because if you're a Pisces or a Gemini, I'm swiping left. Not worth the risk. Sign, Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. No problem. So I'm like, okay, swipe right. Matched. We start talking. He sends me a picture of one of his tattoos. The freaking tattoo says Aaliyah. I'm like, why do you have my name tattooed on you? He said, I named my daughter Aaliyah. And I was like, oh word. That's not, okay. So then I asked him, okay, so like, when's your birthday? And he goes, December 16th. When's your birthday? And I'm like, you lying. It ain't December 16th. You just knew that. You found that out and you trying to play with me. It's not December 16th. It was December 16th. And that's the same as my birthday. Automatically knew that's my soulmate. I mean, like, now we roller skate. My type. Got my name tatted on him already. And we got the same birthday. You wouldn't think that's your soulmate? Okay then. I have never sauteed anything in my life, and that's what I'm currently doing right now. So we plan our first date. Our first date is, of course, the skating rink. Ooh, I should put oil first. I usually have my my baby daddy take me to the skating rink because he has to watch my son anyways. My mom just lets him use her car because he lives 3 minutes away. So I'm like, since you're using my mama's car, take me real quick to the skating rink. People will never understand the relationship I have with my baby daddy. Like, we are not anything. I don't got feelings for him. We don't flirt. We don't text.
None of that. I don't expect anybody to understand that. Whatever. I mean, I didn't tell my baby daddy anything. I just, you know, it's another regular day. Just take me to the skating rink like normal, right? So, and I also didn't want to make a random guy I met from a dating app responsible for picking me up and taking me somewhere and then taking me back home. Like, what if I don't even like you? Now I gotta be stuck in the car with you because you're my ride home. I don't like awkward situations. Baby daddy drops me off at the skating rink. I go inside. I meet dude. We have a freaking blast. We have a blast. It was such a fun time. Boom, now I'm in love and it's time to go home. During this time, I'm telling my baby daddy, like, I want to stay until closing. Usually he picks me up at 10, but I told him I want to stay until 11 because that's when it closed. He was like, nah, I can't do 11. I was like, okay, fine, I'll Uber. No problem, I will Uber. But Uber is dude. Uber ain't Uber. Uber is dude, right? So, squash that. I told him I'll Uber. 10:45 hits, and I'm getting ready to leave with dude so he could take me home. Then my baby daddy texts me, say, hey, I'm on the way. I guess he had a change of heart. Whatever. So I'm like, okay. Now I gotta tell dude. I'm like, hey, he's already on his way. I told him I was upfront, okay? I wasn't trying to hide nothing because it's not nothing. I wasn't trying to hide anything because I didn't feel guilty about anything. So I told him. I'm like, hey, my baby daddy is, he's already on the way, so I'm gonna just go with him. He didn't want to hear that. He did not want to hear that. He was like, why you can't just tell him that you're with me and I'll take you home? I'm like, because I don't want him in my business. He doesn't need to know this. I just met you. I get if, like, me and you were, like, serious, of course I'm gonna tell him about you, but I just met you. There's no reason why he should be in my business. If I could avoid him being in my business, that's better. He was like, well, if there's nothing going on, I could at least walk you out. I'm like, hey, don't walk me out now. Please don't walk me out. That is awkward. That is awkward. What the fuck? My baby daddy's on the way, and that whole entire time, I am trying to convince this guy, please do not walk out with me. So we are at the skating rink door, right? And we're standing at the door, arguing. I'm like, bro, I'm not going outside unless you go out first. Like, I need you to either stay in here, let me go out first, or you go out first and go your way. That man did not back down. So now I got a text from my baby daddy saying I'm outside. I am still inside arguing with this man. I'm like, fuck it, like, I gotta go outside. Like, maybe if I go outside and I just walk in the front, maybe he won't follow me. I don't know. Well, I walked out. I don't know what I'm doing. I walk out. He's right behind me. He is right behind me. And I see my baby daddy parked up. Like, his car is facing towards us. But there's a big ass pillar, so I'm trying to hide behind the pillar. Still going back and forth with this guy. I'm like, please do not walk me to the car. Do not walk out with me. My baby daddy calls. I don't answer. Then he calls again. Dude, we're fighting for my phone. Me and the dude is fighting for my phone. He grabs my phone, answers it. He goes, yo, she's good. She don't need a ride. I don't even know what my baby daddy said, but all I saw was the car pull up right in front of us. This feeling of defeat just washed right over me. I was like, there's no way. There is no way that this is happening right now. So when the car pulls up, dude walks towards the car. And he's like, what's up? What's up? Like they're doing that guy thing, you know, like when y'all are about to fight. And then my baby daddy is in the car. He was like, bro, I don't do no talking. What's up? I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to hold back dude from coming to the car. Like, I don't know. I cannot afford for y'all to be fighting right now. What are y'all, like, what? Dude's trying, while I'm holding him back, he was like, bro, come in the car with me or else I'm never talking to you again. Come in the car with me and I'll take you home. Are you going to really choose him? You're going to choose him? And I'm like, bro, I'm getting in the car with my baby daddy. Like, what?
I got in the car and all I could say is, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. He was like, bro, you had him answer the phone? That's disrespectful, bro. You can't have guys disrespecting me like that. Like, why did you even have me pick you up if you know you were on a date? And I'm just like, well, I didn't want him to be responsible for me. Like, he wasn't supposed to walk me out. That was not a part of the plan. He did not follow the script in my head. That was not supposed to happen. Whole ride home, he is just like heated because he almost got in a fight with somebody. And he's just yelling. And he's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put me in a situation like that? And I just, bro, I was just so sorry. I felt so bad. I never talked to that guy again. Oh, and now to this day, because this happened the beginning of this year. So to this day, I don't have a ride to the skating rink because of that guy. Because of me, I gotta take responsibility too. But to this day, I gotta take Ubers to the freaking skating rink because I don't know how to drive.
Welcome to part 1 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So, I'm actually still married. This falling out happened like 2 days ago or 3. But we're gonna get into that. But oh my god, you may be looking at me like, you're married? You look young. Yeah, I got married at 18. Don't do that. Turns out you're not. You shouldn't do that. If you want to do that, that's fine. But maybe don't do that after you've been dating for only 8 months with minimal actual time spent together. So I am thriving at 17 years old in high school. Just being a 17-year-old girl. And then I meet someone who I've gone to school with forever, knew each other through a couple clubs. Okay, whatever. Never spent one-on-one time with this person. Whatever. I had just previously had my first kiss and my first stuff and like blah, 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 blah. All my first had just happened, but I hadn't been in a relationship yet. He asked me on a date and I said yes, but I didn't think it was a date. I thought he just wanted to hook up. So that's exactly what I initiated. And then after that, in the backseat of his car, he wanted me to cuddle and lay on his lap. And I was like, well, this is new. So I liked it, and I kept hanging out with him. Then I went to prom, and we started dating, and then he's a year older than me, so he graduated, and get this part, went off to basic training for the Army. I feel like I could stop here. I think you already know where the story's going. So he goes to basic training. I'm writing him letters. I'm writing him so many letters. I'm obsessed with him. I am in love with him. I'm in love with him, okay? My first love, my first real love, okay? We're writing letters back and forth. It's going good, and I'm hanging out with his family all summer, and I really mean all summer, all the time, 24/7. I really got to know them and love them. It was the best summer of my life. So I go to his graduation, and then he goes to Texas for AIT, and then I go to his AIT graduation and visited, like, I think once and whatever. So, I mean, we're talking every day, obviously. It comes to Christmas, so he gets leave or whatever and comes back home, and we get married because I am so 100% sure that I'm supposed to marry this person. I don't regret it because I think this was all part of a plan. Like, everything felt right. My intuition was telling me to do this. And I feel like my intuition wasn't wrong. I feel like I made the right choice. I feel like this is how it's supposed to be. So I don't regret it. So yeah, we got married. And then I wasn't even graduated yet. So, so I finished high school and then moved to Hawaii where he was stationed. Relationship is fine in Hawaii. It's fine. There's a few things that I don't like. And I'm starting to get this gut feeling that, like, he does not love me, or like he's seeing other people for some reason, or just, I don't know. I was like freaking out, and I convinced myself, I mean, this lasted for like 1.5 years of me feeling that way. And finally I convinced myself, like, no, you were just anxious. Everything is fine.
there's no need to worry. And so I finally was like completely 100% vulnerable. Like, that was it. I was in love. We were in love. We were going to be together forever and ever and ever. Right. The time comes for us to move back home because he got separated from the army for a medical thing. We had been living in Hawaii for about 2.5 years, but the week we got back from Hawaii, we're staying at his parents' house. And mind you, in the 3.5 years we'd been together, I had never once gone through his phone. Not once, because I didn't trust him, but I did, but also I'm not the type. I'm optimistic and believing everything. I don't know why. I'm naive. But the week we got back, I woke up one morning and looked at his phone and was like, something's telling me I should open that. So I opened that, and he had been downloading dating and hookup apps our entire relationship. In the App Store, it'll tell you what date it was downloaded and stuff like that. Yeah. So our whole relationship, he'd been downloading those hookup and dating apps. And I'm talking like everyone under the sun, the ones you haven't heard of, some weird shit. I think one said MILFs. I don't even know. I was shocked. And he had this secret Instagram that wasn't secret. It had his whole face and name on it. And he told me he didn't use it. But I watched the follower count of that bitch go up. And I watched following count go up and blah, blah, blah. So I knew he used it. But I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, oh, it's fine. It wasn't fine. I didn't think it was fine. But I didn't go any further on that. Like, I did not put my foot down and say, like, no, this secret life you have on your Instagram isn't right. Because I loved him. And I was, like, trusting him for the most part at that point. But then when I went through his phone, I was like, oh, okay. Never mind. Never fucking mind. I was so anxious about being on his phone that I did not go through it properly. I went through the highlights, and I went so fast through that phone because he was asleep, and I was just nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm going through his phone. So I did not look as extensively as I should have. So I will never have answers to questions that I have because he's a fucking liar. So how am I going to know if he's telling the truth? Now, I screamed at him. We don't fight because he doesn't give a fuck and I do. So I'm the one initiating things to try and fix in our relationship. So that this was one of them. He didn't give a fuck. He immediately says, oh, I'll just go get the divorce papers now if that's what you want. And I said, well, I didn't say anything about divorce. I was like, no, why are you saying divorce? No, divorce, no. I'm begging him not to divorce me? He cheated on me, whatever. I'm like begging him to care. He doesn't give a fuck. I ask him if he cares. He says, I don't care about anything right now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I still stayed with him for 8 more months, or like 10 months. So in this 10 months, I have a donut, by the way, this whole time just in my hand because I was going to eat it, but then I locked into talking. So just one sec. So in that 8-month period, or 10-month period, I'm telling my best friend what happened. I'm crying every night. I start breaking out. I have eczema, but like not as bad as I've had it. And I'm telling you right now, like this, if you think this looks bad, this isn't calm right now. It's on my face, it's on my eyelids, it's on my neck. It's everywhere you can think of because I am mentally dead. Like I'm dying. I am horrible. I'm feeling horrible. I am thinking horribly. I am going through the worst thing ever, and I'm still sitting next to him in bed. And yeah, I only bring up the cheating stuff like twice in this 10-month period because he never really like apologized. He said sorry, but I know he didn't mean that shit. And so his solution to making me trust him more was to put Face ID on all of his apps and to charge his phone on the other side of the bed. So clearly he wanted me to trust him and he was very sorry about what he did. No, clearly not. When I told him to delete the Instagram, like I wish he would delete the Instagram or let me go through it, he said, no, I'll just delete all my fucking apps. I'm just gonna kill myself. So he threatens to kill himself. He threatens to delete all of his apps. No, not threatens. He deletes all of his apps because apparently I'm holding him back from a social life is what he said. Something like that. Okay. So in like March, this is happening and I'm saying like, I just want you to know because you won't let me log into your, or like let me look at those apps on your phone to prove that you deleted them or that you didn't talk to anyone or that you didn't meet up with anyone and have sex. which he adamantly denies he did any of that. And when I asked him why he downloaded those apps, he said to look. I said, to look at what? He said, I don't know. Bitch. Anyway, so yeah, he refused to let me look at all that stuff just to prove his story right. And I told him, okay, well, that means that I'm just going to assume you did everything under the sun. You did the worst thing possible. So I let him think that I thought he slept with someone and I still stayed with him, which is like, why did I do that? I don't know. I'm just a girl. I'm just a young gal. Whatever. Part 2 coming.
No one talks about how crazy it is to come across someone's content and recognize their apartment, and for a moment it's just vague, and then all of a sudden it dawns on you that it's someone who you used to watch on YouTube, I don't know, damn near 10, 12 years ago, and like, they live in Australia. There's no physical way that I could have ever been in that apartment, but because I watched this girl's videos on YouTube for so long, like, I just got to know what the inside of her apartment looked like. Parasocial relationships are weird. And then now this guy was just a video across my For You page, and I was staring at the apartment and I was like, what is going on here? Like, why does that look so familiar? Like, there's no way. And then it dawned on me, it smacked me right in the face, and it just is insane that we live in a world where I could have interneted so hard that I can come across people who lived in the same apartment complex years apart, and it was almost like I was there. It was like it was a trip down memory lane or something for me. I don't know. That's just, it's crazy. Maybe it's too much internet for the day.
Part 2. Okay. We leave off at me letting him think that I think that he slept with like multiple women and met up with them while I was still in Oklahoma and he was in other states. So, like I said, I don't know why I let him think that I thought that and still stayed, because that's telling him that he can sleep with other women and I'm fine with it. And I'm not. But that is what I did because I was in love. He's my first love and I'm confused and I'm sad and I feel guilty. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I ask him repeatedly, what did I do wrong? He says nothing. Okay. And you know what? Now I know that's true. It's nothing. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with him. We go on, still in a relationship. I mean, it's business as fucking usual. It's business as usual. I do ask for more alone time. And, like, I literally can't stand to be in the same room as him because I'm disgusted with myself for being with him and with him for doing that to me. So I'm, like, coming home from work and he is in the room and I'm like, can you just go to the other room so I can have alone time? Because, mind you, he's injured, yes. He had his surgeries, which I nursed him to health with all his fucking surgeries. And I took care of him and I took him to the hospital and I took him home. I literally gave him his meds. I took care of him, okay? As a wife does. I cook, I clean, whatever the fuck else. Under the sun, I did everything. I did everything right. I swear on my life, I did everything right. And he still did that shit to me. And I am working a job, like, more than I feel like I should have been, because he did not want to get a job. Because, I don't know why. All he did was sit here and play video games. I'm not even kidding. He just sat here and played video games. And we were now staying at my grandparents' house. So, like, I am so sorry, Nanny and Papa, that I brought this bitch here. He wasn't outwardly rude, but he was rude, and he did not have very good manners. And I had to, like, force him to come eat at the dinner table. I had to force him to do this. I had to force him to clean the dishes. Yeah. So basically, I'm his mommy. I'm his little maid. I'm his little mommy who gives him head. Okay? That's what I am. Okay. So, that's how it is for the next few more months. And in the back of my mind, no, really in the front of my mind, I'm thinking, like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I am so unhappy. And I'm talking to my friend. I only told one person that I got cheated on and that this all was happening. My best friend, love you girl, mwah. Because I was so embarrassed. I was, like, horrified that this happened to me, that, like, and I'm still with him. But basically, I'm thinking, like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm so unhappy. This is horrible. And for the first time, I'm like, maybe divorce is a thing. Like, because I'm thinking, if we were dating right now, I would have broken up with him. So, but we're married, so we have to work on it, right? Right. And I am working tirelessly. Okay, to try and get him to talk to me, to tell me what's going on, to get anything from him, because he does not communicate. He shuts down, he goes silent, he doesn't talk to me. For our entire relationship, I was talking to a brick wall all the time. My needs were not being met. I was basically being used as a mommy maid. I was not cared about in the bedroom, outside the bedroom. Like, I was just not cared about, okay? It was like, Madison, how many more times do you have to cry at night to know that he doesn't give a fuck about you? To know that you need to leave. You need to go somewhere else. Apparently, 10 months of it. That's how long it took. I'm a lovely person. I am. I'm patient, I'm understanding, I'm kind. You know, all the things. So, I'm thinking maybe we just need to have a separation so that we can work on our issues. I can get clarity, because maybe I'm letting social media, things I'm seeing on social media, and just my mood right now, maybe I'm letting it cloud what I actually want, like my judgment. Maybe we can work this out and we can still be together. Girl, don't ever doubt yourself. I am thinking for like 3 weeks of how I'm going to bring this idea of separation up to him. Unprompted during this time, my grandma says, I can tell you're not happy. And I'm like, who told you that? She said, I can just tell you're not happy. And then she brings up divorce. I didn't have to say the word divorce. She said the word divorce. She was like, I don't know, like, don't let him weigh you down. I was like, oh, nanny, okay. That gave me the confidence to finally bring it up to him, but I did not know how to bring it up. So one morning before work, I had like 20 minutes left until I had to go to work. I worked in like 20 minutes. I'm like, the only way I can think about doing this is asking this question. So I said, if I wanted to go through your phone right now, would you let me? He said nothing. I asked 5 times. He said nothing, not even looked at me. I finally said it the last time, and he said, no. I was like, oh, why? He said, because I don't want you going through my phone. Oh! So I said, okay, I can't be with someone like that. I can't live with someone like that. I think we need to separate and work on our issues and blah, 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 blah. I listed it all out, like, I need clarity. I love you, but blah, 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 blah. I did so motherfucking good. He says, oh, so we can give our dog up for adoption, and I texted my friend and already asked if I can move in with him. I'm like, oh, what? That told me all I needed to know, really, but whatever. So then I called into work because I'm distraught. I'm not crying in front of him. I am not. I haven't cried yet. So he takes a nap. He takes his little nappy by, wakes up, plays his video games while I'm making chicken stock all day, as a good wife should. I'm just kidding. I don't care what you do. I just was making chicken stock while he was napping after this conversation. And finally, it gets to nighttime. I mean, like, during the day, I'm trying to get him to talk to me, and he is not saying a word. He's not, like, I'm telling you, I gave him, like, 20 paragraphs for him to say nothing. Nothing. At all. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Finally, it gets to nighttime, and I'm like, yeah, you need to go tonight. Like, you need to leave. Like, I can't, you gotta go. So he packs his things all angrily, and I'm, like, talking to him during it, and I'm not being nice, because I've been nice, and I'm not being nice, and I'm pissed that, like, it's his fault that we are like this, and I'm trying to fix it, even though it's not mine to fix. It's his fucking fault, and he immediately doesn't want to fix it, and he's like, bye. He's like, oh, this is my out? Okay, bye. Just crazy, because during these months, he's been like, hey, let me know what you need, like, because I'd been texting him, not even talking in person to him, because it's so frustrating to talk to him in person, because I get nothing from him. So I've been texting him, like, I'm so unhappy. Like, at work, I'm texting him, I'm so unhappy, I want to die. Like, I'm serious. He had always said, like, tell me what you need, and I will do that. Well, I told him what I needed, and he said, okay, bye. Bye, bitch, bye. Mind you, he's ugly as fuck. So, he packed his things. I still had my ring on and a necklace that was like a family necklace, and I'm trying to get him to talk even while he's packing, and I'm saying, like, if you walk out through this door without saying anything at all, that tells me all I need to know, like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, do you even care? I'm facing the brunt of your guilt. He said, I never said I felt guilty. I said, so you don't feel guilty? He said, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I said, oh, okay. I then took off my ring and my necklace and gave it to him, and I said, I don't give a fuck. I'll be your first wife. Who cares? Goodbye. Bye. So yeah. And since then, he's come to pack his things. I put half of it on the porch because I just didn't want to be around him. He picked up half his things. We're like shared custody of our dog right now, and haven't really talked much at all. I texted him and told him he's evil because I wanted to. But other than that, I'm doing really good at not freaking out on him, which is good because I don't care. I don't even care anymore.
Really, really cool. You know, it would make a perfect gift for Christmas. Just saying.
Okay, y'all. I filmed part 1 and 2 like 2 days after we separated. Okay? Since then, I've been eating up the extra tea I've been getting. I've also been thriving. I mean, I've been crying too, but for the most part, I think I'm gonna be fine. I found out. Wait until you hear this. So one day I needed him to watch our dog. So I took my friend with me to drop off the dog because I knew I didn't feel safe where I was going. So I took my friend with me. He's not answering my phone calls. He's leaving me on red. I'm knocking on the door. No one's answering. I call him like 130 times. Not exaggerating. Sorry. And I'm banging on the door. I call his grandma. His grandma's now crying on the phone to me how bad she feels that I'm dealing with this. I'm like, can you just call him so that he can answer me and like get the freaking dog? He doesn't. It's a whole thing. I'm there for like an hour and a half. I debate on parking behind his car and just letting myself get towed, but I didn't. I could have been worse, but I was bad, but I could have been worse. So he never gets the dog. Well, I'm crying and crying and crying and sad about, not sad, I'm just angry. So I then call his stepsister, who is actually a good friend of mine. I know you might be watching this. Actually, you definitely are watching this. I love you. But I don't think I'm exposing this. Okay. So I talked to her about everything that's going on, and she's very supportive. Love her. Truly. And she unleashes some information. She said, Maddie, I have to tell you something. What? She started talking and explaining a story to me about the time when he, my husband, ex-husband, not on paper, but ex-husband, he traveled from Hawaii back to Oklahoma where we live because someone close to him died who he thought, felt was like a father. He died. So he traveled there to Oklahoma while I stayed in Hawaii. She started talking about it, and I immediately told her, you need to talk faster. I said this because this is a story I've already heard and overlooked. Here we go, guys. Back when he visited for that funeral during the Thanksgiving time, I had heard a rumor from my best friend who calls me and says, are you on speaker? Are you with Hunter? I said, no. I lied. I was. And she says, okay, well, I don't want him to hear this. And he's sitting right with me. I'm like, oh, go ahead and talk. She said, I heard a rumor from so-and-so that said that so-and-so told her that he slept with somebody. He slept with his ex while he was here. And this was 2 days after he got back to Hawaii from Oklahoma. Mind you, I had been texting his close friends and the family down here to look out for him because I was so worried he was gonna kill himself. I was so worried about him. And he kept having his snap location at the lake. He told me he was reading. I thought he was gonna kill him. So I was worried. Well, turns out that's not true. He told me that he had ended up going somewhere with a friend to like a get together where I guess his ex had been, and they were drinking, and like one of the girls was sick, so we helped her. That is all he said, and I said, I wish you would have told me the truth. And somehow I blocked it out of my mind. I don't know why I do these things, because that is not okay. That is fishy. I knew he was lying, and I still didn't press. I don't know. Well, his stepsister that I'm on the phone with during this time says, I have to tell you something. When he was here during that time, he came into the living room in front of his father and stepmom and stepsister and said, I'm gonna go read at the lake. And it was like 11 p.m. So they thought it was really fishy. And no one told me, but whatever. He called a friend, and her friend drove her friend's car to follow him. And she saw him at the lake, parked next to another car in a dimly lit area. Yeah, Paul, what do we think he was doing? What do we think he was doing there? Gay sex? Maybe. Guys. And no one told me this happened. And so that rumor was probably true. The who and the where and the why doesn't really matter to me. It's the fact that, like, clearly that happened. He clearly slept with someone else. Like, he clearly was fucking at the lake. Are we kidding? Clearly. There's no question about it. And she did not tell me. I forgave her already. It's okay. I forgive you. I forgave her. Clearly, I'm very forgiving, so it's not an issue here. Yeah, lots has happened since I filmed those parts, because I've heard a lot about things he's done, and his old friends that he thinks are still his friends, they just suck at communicating with him. No, they don't suck at communicating with you. It's because they hate him. They hate him. They hate you. They hate him. They texted me and congratulated me, and I said, wait, weren't you guys friends? They all said, no, we don't like him. I said, wait, why don't you like him? And this one specific friend, he said, well, he's a nice friend, he's a good friend, but he's just a bad person, and we all knew he was gonna cheat on you, so I couldn't be his friend. We all knew, girl. We all knew he was gonna cheat on you. Not me. And no one told me? No one warned me? What the fuck? So, like, what? I can only look out for myself, apparently. Which, you might be thinking, yeah, duh. Well, I didn't know that. I thought I was so mature and smart. I'm mature for the things I've gone through, but I'm stupid for the things I haven't experienced yet. And this is the learning lesson. I'm 21. I just turned 21. Like. But since then, people love me. I love people. I'm making new friends. I am having fun, making plans. I have my dreams. I'm still on track with my schooling to become a paralegal by 2027. I'm good, actually. I am good. Actually, I'm fine. Who knew? And I'm having fun. I'm happy. So I will not be making that mistake again. If someone wants to love me, though, good luck. We have to work on it together. Twin, please. Because I have clearly experienced something traumatic. And it's only December, it's December 29th. So it's been not even a month since we split, and all this is still happening. But now, yeah. If you were wondering, he did end up taking the dog, and I decided then that I'm not gonna text him, because I'm not gonna ask for the dog back. I'm not gonna whatever, because that means I have to see him, and I just can't do it. I can't do it, because it's not helping me in any way. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I met up at our storage unit to collect all my things from the storage unit we had. It was fine, by the way. We just unboxed stuff, and I put my stuff in my car. It was fine. No talking from him, of course. And I literally ended it with, are you excited to get divorced? No answer, of course. And then I cried all night, but I'm not crying anymore. I am having fun. I am free. I'm me. Any questions? Anything I can clear up? Additional note, like a week ago, my sister sent me a screenshot, and she she found him on a dating app already. Well, he had him when we were together, so don't know what I expected.